after seeing a patient, we want to enter the information gathered from the consult. We simply click on the patient's name in the patient list to get to the consult screen. And we pick New Consult from the top right. Here we have the 5 most recently used clinicians' names at the top for easy access because they're the people most likely to be on the ward round. We can also scroll through the list, or we can use the search function to find our name. So here we're editing a consult, and there's 5 major areas that we need to update in a consult. The Vitruvian Man indicates where the patient might have pain, and the Vitruvian Man can be clicked to rotate to see if there's any areas on the back as well. This information is simply gathered from which procedures they had done in that procedure list. Next, we have the complexity score and pain features box. The status is listed below and the complexity score is listed on the right. We can click this box to get a more detailed view. The complexity score is simply a subjective assessment by the clinician seeing the patient of how complex they are. And this number is displayed on the patient list and gives an indicator for subsequent consults about which clinician should see the patient, and it can be changed at any time. So the more complex the patient should probably be seen by a staff specialist or VMO. We can enter whether they're a chronic pain patient, whether the pain is a nociceptive pain, if there are neuropathic features, or even if there are non-operative pain features, such as burns or fractures that they didn't have to go to theatre for. So we can pick that from that list and then press done. And there they're listed below. Thirdly, we have this graph of the pain scores during the mission, and we can see that they're slowly getting better as you would expect. We should enter the pain scores, both dynamic and static pain scores, with every admission. So we can enter that here simply by clicking on the bar. Next, we have the current treatments from the last consult and the complications that have been recorded during the patient's admission. So for example, we could add a complication due to the epidural, fentanyl and clonidine 9 mils an hour. So we can add a complication by clicking, finding what treatment modality the complication relates to, and then picking the type of complication. So we'll pick, say, epidural complications and a blocked or leaking catheter. And we might want to take out the epidural as a result of our complication. So we can cease the epidural. And then we might want to change the PCA to a morphine PCA. In this case, we don't have to cease and restart a PCA. We can simply click on the PCA and change it to a morphine PCA. Enter our strength. And when we commence treatments that are variable, we always start at 0 milligrams per hour because we don't know how much the patient has used. On subsequent consults, we can update the rate and get an idea of how much is being used. We can add treatments by clicking the plus. We pick our route of administration, such as IV, regular, Panadol, and done. And it adds that treatment modality. We can add some oral non-steroidals as well, and done. And when we're finished, we simply press done and we can get back to the patient list. If we wanted to make a further change to our consult we've just performed, we could edit that consult and save it again. Once the next day occurs, we can't edit that consult. And if we were to do an afternoon review, we should do a new consult because it is a new consult. Then back to the patient list and continue our round. We can see on our list that Stanley Bruce has now been seen. And as before, we can always click day to remove those that have been seen, and our list will get shorter as the round progresses.